I mean, some performance that from the lads today. That is a hell of a shift and a hell of a 3 points to get on the road. We massively deserve that today. I thought after last week losing Cunha, coming off the back of a poor game and a poor result, we could have easily just gone to Spurs today and gone for a point, sat back, nick a goal, but we didn't. We were at them all game. We were on the front foot. We've had chances to kill the game off early. It easily, on a different day, could have been 3 or 4-0 if we could have scored today. And when they got their goal in the second half early, I did worry slightly, just thinking that they'll probably have enough to get back in this game now. But the lads stuck to it. The game plan was fantastic. Neto is electric. Channy causing them problems, holding the line up front. Even Sarabia, I thought, had a good game as well today. And João Gomez, wow. There are some key players in this team that Wolves can't afford to lose. And they've all probably played a part today, is the massive thing. So we've got a big job on our hands in the summer to keep these players. But if they're playing like that, and who wants to leave? It'd be anything. They want more people to join more than anything. It's fantastic to watch. I was disappointed last week at the way that we played, and I know it was difficult for us with them playing the way that they do. But today we've gone to Spurs, one of the most attacking teams in the league, and limited them to near enough, probably 1 or 2 shots on target, 3 max, I think. So a big props to the lads defensively today. I thought we were fantastic at the back, winning every header. All the set pieces were perfect, and clearances, and we were patient in the way that we defended. We didn't dive in. We weren't giving away shit fouls. We were resolute and we defended so well, and that's what's ultimately won us the game in the end. Because after the second goal went in, it's kind of like, you're 2-1 up in the second half of the game. You just need to try and hold on to it, and that's exactly what we did. And it's fantastic to be able to come away from a team like Spurs, who have been good this season. They've been really good, and beat them and do the double over them this season is fantastic. So we will take that. The frustrating thing is we've got a lower league team coming to Molineux next week, so it probably will be a completely different story next week. And who knows where this season can take us. I don't want to say too much on it because I'll ultimately get let down, but 2 points off 7th, I think we'll be all right. I don't think we're going down this year. That's one thing that I will say. So anything could happen. It is the Wolves at the end of the day, but yeah, great viewing today. Cheers for having me on, lads. See you next week.
Win down in London, 2-1 win against Spurs. Brilliant performance, really. Proper counter-attacking football. Sat in deep at times, but limited their threat, really. And other than a Dawson clanger, not really sure what he's doing. He probably should have just put his foot through it and got rid of it, and then it's gone through Sarr's legs. But other than that, really, we really limited them to not a lot of chances at all, and played some good stuff at times. We didn't have that much of the ball, but when we did have it, we broke quickly and could have scored 3 or 4, really. Sarabia had a good chance that was straight at the keeper. Bellegarde should have done much better with the chance that he had. He probably should have hit it earlier, really. Gave too much opportunity for the defenders to get back. But a brilliant counter-attacking performance. Didn't have much of the ball, but did really well with it. Gomez with the first goal and the second, as it turned out. Brilliant header from the corner. Not really sure what the Spurs defenders are doing, just standing off him, letting him nod it in the back of the net, but I'm glad they did. Good movement, I think, from Gomez to just create a bit of space. Good set ball from Sarabia into the box, and he's nodded it in for 1-0. Then you think you just see it through to half-time, which we did. I'm sure O'Neill told him to keep it tight for the first 5-10 minutes of the second half, and Dawson's dropped an absolute clanger. Should have just got rid of it and cleared it. I'm not really sure what he's doing. I don't think he knew what he was doing. I think he was caught in two minds, really, and then through Sarr's legs. But really, other than that, some real good defending from all the back five. I've been critical of Totti at times, but he was brilliant today. Some really good blocks, really good tackles. There was one in particular right in front of us. I think it was Brennan Johnson was running through, and you thought he was going to get the better of Gomez, and he slides in and wins the ball cleanly, and actually goes off for a goal kick. So yeah, brilliant performance. Semedo again at right back, just no one gets past him. Brilliant performance again at right back, and as I say, other than that one lapse in concentration from Dawson, a real good performance from the two centre halves. Played some really good balls, Dawson, as well today. Actually picked you out to Semedo on the right hand side. Neto in particular is he's just exceptional when he gets that ball. Absolutely brilliant on that counter attack for the second goal. He's running up against, I don't know who it was, but the Spurs player. He's absolutely running on the outside, waited for him to commit, dragged it back, and then had the presence and the composure to pull it back to Gomez, who's just smashed it home. Fearing the worst, really, when it went to 1-1 so early in the second half and Spurs having so much of the ball. But I say, just a real good counter-attacking performance. And it feels like they're a team as well. You can see at the end they're pushing Gary O'Neill forward to come in and do his fist bumps, and Gomez is joining in as well deserved after his 2 goals. But just a real good team performance. Excellent performance today. Another winning down in London, and bring on Sheffield United next week.
Okay, so it's finished. Wolves 2, Spurs 1, and in pretty typical Wolves fashion, after the disappointment of the Brentford result last week, I think we've done what a lot of us expected us to do today. We've gone to a bigger team, let them have a lot of the ball, punish them on the counter, and come away with the 3 points, which is what Wolves do well. We played really well, I think. First half, we looked good. Let them have a lot of the ball, like I said. Countered and punished them. Eventually with João Gomez's goal, which came from a corner, but he took it beautifully. The delivery into the box was wonderful, and he leapt really well, finished it really well too. Both goals, to be honest, he took really, really well. We haven't seen tons of goals from João Gomez, but he is arriving in those positions a lot of the time, which is something that's great to see under O'Neill, actually. And I think we've missed in previous seasons where you're getting runners and late runners into the box, people in positions to actually get those goals, which is ultimately why we had more goals this season than we did in the entirety of last season and under previous managers. So that's fantastic to see. The second half was a little bit disappointing to start with. And what I mean by that is I still think we played fantastically. But we have tendency to sort of switch off at the starts of halves, after goals and things like that. We saw it against United. We saw it again today. Luckily, we weren't punished for it today entirely. We still came away with the 3 points, but just for that one moment, that little lapse of concentration, we paid for that with the goal that we conceded. I think moving forward, that is something that O'Neill probably does need to address, because if you play the style of play that we do, and we're quite good at it for, I'd say, 85 minutes a lot of the time, but just those little lapses in concentration against a team like Spurs with the quality that they have, you're going to get punished, and today we did, but fortunately still got those 3 points. I think special mentions to both keepers, to be honest. It could have easily been 4s, 5s and 6s today, but they both had fantastic games, made some great stops. For me, I think Sarabia and Bellegarde probably should be finishing their chances, but I'm not going to take it away from Vicario, who did a fantastic job at stopping those chances. And Sarr, I thought, had a great game as well. I know he gets his stick sometimes fairly, sometimes not, but I thought he played well today. Totti as well, fantastic in defence today, and João Gomez goes without saying. He covered every blade of grass as he does, and he's popped up with those 2 goals, which have won us the match. I think overall, a fantastic performance, a great answer to the Brentford result, a great answer to Cunha's injury, who I think we did miss him. You're always going to miss a player like that, on and off the ball in those transitions, but I think the boys did well without him today, so credit to them for that. And at the end, I know people have mentioned that we've sort of been missing that sort of do or die attitude, throwing ourselves in front of the ball to secure those 3 points, and you saw a lot of that today. So that's fantastic to see, and that's what you want to see from your players. Ultimately, fantastic result. The push for Europe could still be on. Depends what side of glass half full, glass half empty you're on. For me, I'm optimistic. I'd like to see it happen. Maybe sneak in a Europa Conference spot. But great result today, great performance, and up the Wolves.
So guys, it's finished. Wolves 2, Spurs 1. We got the double over Spurs, and we've got the double over Chelsea in one season. What a season Gary O'Neill is having with this Wolves team. Absolutely ridiculous. I did not predict that at all today, especially after seeing us against Brentford. It just looked like we were on one of those, downward spirals, really. Especially with Cunha getting injured and everything. But step up, the other team, and that seems to be what's happened this season. With where other seasons we've really struggled when a player's got injured, we've just gone to pot. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like this team, it doesn't matter if a player's got injured. It doesn't matter if a player gets sent off. It doesn't matter if we're missing one player through the Asia Cup or anything. They all know what to do. They've all got a job that Gary O'Neill set them to, and they'll just do it. Their heads won't go down should we concede or whatever. And it's just a mad team, really. It's mental. We win, we lose, we win, we lose, we win, we lose. But here we are again, currently 10th, hoping Chelsea lose. Watching them against City now. But yeah, story of the game. We just basically played our game and Spurs played theirs, and really Spurs playing their game played completely into our hands, and essentially is what won us the game, because Spurs play such a high line. They're a very brave team, and when it works, they'll score a crap load of goals. But when it doesn't work, like today, Wolves exploit the space in behind with players with pace. And that's basically what won us the game. I mean, the first goal comes from a corner, and thankfully it's not in our net for a change. It's in someone else's net, and Joe Gomez scores the corner, and fantastic header, really. I know that Spurs fans will be thinking, it's a free header, it's an easy header or whatever, but the way he heads it, it's a bit awkward, really, the way he heads it. And it's really well directed into the corner of the net. And again, Pablo Sarabia with a great corner. He's really good in a dead ball situation. Pablo Sarabia for me. Really, really good if he just want to put a ball on 50 pence. A bit like João Moutinho back in the day. Anyway, it's 1-0 at that point, and we basically cruised the first half. Spurs were just doing a lot of huffing and puffing, a little bit like we were against Brentford. They just couldn't unlock us. It was very, very much like that as well, other than we just didn't waste time through 90 minutes of the game and actually won it legitly. But yeah, I'm still salty about that. So we go in half time, and then we come out in the second half, and it's such a bad goal to concede early in that second half. Really, really disappointing, really. Comes from a throw-in. It's a little bit... It's a good bit of individual play from the Spurs attacker, but Dawson's got to do better for me. He had a good game, to be fair, but in that instance, he just got really bullied for some reason. It's unlike Dawson for that to happen, and then it's a clever finish, because it looks like Sarr should save it all day of the week, but because of how quick he takes it, it completely takes Sarr out by surprise, and it goes between his legs, and he's to 1-1, and then you're thinking, oh my god, here we go again. but it never seemed like Wolves' heads went down. Like, Spurs looked a little bit brighter, yeah, but you always knew if Spurs kept playing the way they were, how open they were at the back, because we had a lot of chances to put this game to bed in the first half, and I just thought, you know what, if we play like we did in the first, we're gonna score another one, and we did through the brilliance of Neto again, running down that wing, absolutely made it his own as always. Puts a beautiful ball back in, and it reminded me of when we played Spurs when the Adama Traore burst down and cuts it back in, and then it's a cool finish from Raul Jimenez. This time, it's arguably a harder shot, really, because he's coming at it with pace, and João Gomez just puts it away, and it's a brace for João Gomez. I mean, when was the last time a midfielder of ours got a brace? It's been a very long time, hasn't it? João Gomez today was absolutely unbelievable. He was absolutely everywhere. He didn't... honestly, his work rate is ridiculous. And because his work rate's so good as well, it leaves Lamina to be a little bit more sort of tidying up all the loose ends at the back, which I felt really played into our favour today. João Gomez going more forward and Mario Lamina staying back a little bit. So that was really, really good. It's 2-1 at that point, and to me, it just felt like it was game over because Spurs just couldn't break us down. We were having one of those games where defensively, other than the goal, we just looked solid. So yeah, really, really good result away. Absolutely buzzing to be back in that top 10. Hopefully that stays still 0-0 for Chelsea. So come on, City. Never thought you'd hear that on a Wolves channel before, but there we go. Yeah, really, really amazing win again. I just hope we have some consistency now. I don't like this lose some, we lose some. You know, it's going to happen in football, but I don't like how it's so hot and cold at the moment. I'd rather us stay, you know, in that hot temperature for a little bit now. And hopefully we do, you know. I feel like that was a bit of a freak result against Brentford, in my opinion. Cunha going off just completely killed us, didn't it? It's like we didn't have another plan, whereas I feel like now Cunha's out injured, I feel like Gary O'Neill's got another plan, and yeah. But yeah, for me, man of the match, 100% was João Gomez. Even without him scoring those 2 goals, he just broke up the play so well, and I just liked seeing him go forward. It reminded me of Neves of old when he used to get forward every now and then, especially like just before he left Wolves when he scored that goal against Liverpool. I just like seeing our midfielders get forward. I just feel like we cause so much havoc when we do that. It's like we did that against Spurs when we were at home as well, with Lamina getting that goal. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for having me on. And up the Wolves. Come on.